You can see why someone would want to open a yoga studio here. Peaceful, calm, quiet. Your neighbors are a few chickens. But the vibe inside this studio is maybe just a little different than you're expecting. Kathy, what is the deal with the goats?
Well, hi. They are very playful, and I think my experience has been that people come to goat yoga class because it makes them happy. And the interesting thing over the past 8 classes is that it's brought people in that have had stage 4 cancer, different disabilities, people that have been, I think, worried that they couldn't do yoga, and it takes the pressure off. And so they seem to, I don't know, want to do something playful, and then they decide, wow, I can do this.
Where did this come from? Where did this start, and how did you bring it here?
It started in Oregon with a lady named Lainey Morse, and she was going through a divorce, and she lived on a farm and was a yoga teacher, and whenever she would do yoga, she decided to do it with her goats, and they just made her so happy. And one of her students said, why don't you do yoga with goats? It makes you so happy. And so she decided to, and within I guess a month or 2, it filled up, and she's got waiting lists, and now she's doing like a program on how to train people how to do goat yoga, but there's not too much to it.
Okay, so what did the goats do during the yoga class? Is it a typical class with just goats?
Yeah, kind of, but people are there to interact with the goats. So I tell people that they're not here to learn yoga necessarily, but they're here to chill out with the goats and to move their body in new ways. And so there's a lot of picture taking, there's a lot of laughing, there's a lot of just sort of having fun, really. It's really what it's all about. I mean, they learn the yoga poses, but it's not like my traditional classes where I'm really teaching. She's calling for her friends, her sisters, actually. It's not like a traditional class where my other classes where I'm really teaching how to do yoga.
Of course, this isn't all you do. This isn't even the main part of your work and your passion.
Right. No, I do yoga therapy with a lot of elderly in Greensboro, and with other people, but I do about 16 to 20 private visits a week, therapeutic work. My background, I have a degree in occupational therapy, and so I've combined my love and training in yoga to do therapeutic offering of yoga, and I do private lessons here. I do a lot of classes here, particularly for back care and back pain, so we do traction and things like that, and I'm really passionate about the practice of yoga itself. So goat yoga's really been, in fact, in the beginning, I didn't even want to do it because I thought, this is weird, you know.
It felt maybe inauthentic.
It felt inauthentic, and I thought, there's no way I'm going to do this. And I decided, after I'd gotten so many people asking me to do it, I thought, well, what the heck, I'll try it. You know, I'm one of these people that I just fly by the seat of my pants. Right. So I thought, okay, I'll try it. And so I did, and I've just been actually blown away by how many people it has actually brought to the practice. So I've learned a lot by opening my mind up to goat yoga. I, in the beginning, was very judgmental about it, and I thought, this is not yoga. But then once I started offering it and seeing people's reaction to it, I was really, just softened my heart to the joy it's bringing to people.
And these are your goats?
These are my goats, yes. We had talked about getting goats prior to doing goat yoga, and then I borrowed some goats from a friend to try the goat yoga, and it was such a hit, and people kept asking, and the news found out about it, and people just kept going, and I said, well, should we do it? And my husband said, yeah, let's do it. And so we decided on these 3 little girls, and we're going to do baby goat yoga in the spring. So we plan on breeding them, and they're purebred Nigerian dwarf goats known for their dairy, their milk.
Okay, so the big questions, do they climb on you?
Yes.
Do they chew on you, nuzzle you, lick you?
Yes, they do that. Uh-huh.
Do they poop?
Yes. So that's why we have to do diapers.
Okay.
So we put diapers on them and outfits, and hopefully, I've always talked about having a big outdoor platform. So that was before I even was doing goats, because I want to do yoga outside. So I'm thinking eventually we'll maybe move it to outside to make it a little bit more earth friendly. But yeah, they poop and pee. I mean, actually the pee is worse than the poop because
It's all part of the experience.
yeah, but you know what the funny thing is people who come to goat yoga, they're not expecting a clean,
Right.
I mean, because they're animals, and so I just figured, if they do it, they do it. And my husband and my son, they're the goat handlers, and they handle all the cleanup and stuff.
That sounds like a good plan. All right, so I have to ask, what's next? Goat yoga now. What's next year?
Baby goat yoga.
Baby goat yoga.
So baby goat, and what's really cool is I'm expanding my offerings in terms of having the goat yoga. I've actually had a couple of people inquire about using the goats as therapy animals. I've brought one over to a lady who was in hospice, and it just made her so happy to do that. And I've thought about maybe, another thing I'm doing is private parties. So people come out and they want to book their own party with the goats or not a goat. You can come in, and we have a perfect space for it. We bonfire and cook for people. And so, yeah, so it's so I want to do that and maybe incorporate some preschools or, come out and pet the goats because they're so sweet.
A lot of fun. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Believe it or not, this is actually pretty relaxing and a whole lot of fun. If you miss out on the fun this fall, don't worry, more classes are coming in the spring. You heard it here first, Baby Goat Yoga. And you can find out a whole lot more about the goat yoga and the many more classes and offerings by going to unitasyoga.com.